Never Normal Records.
You niggas better hammer coin, cause you know bad bitches. Perfect. Take a bitch uptown, ice me out, and I'll show you how. Work it. I want them rubies, yeah, I want that Gucci. The nigga eat the coochie, get oozy. I ain't stunning none of y'all niggas, cause y'all front. Try to pull a stunt on me, y'all know that I be stunning. Get your mind right, nigga, get them lines right, nigga. Tryna fuck with me, then get the time right. I ain't fucking with y'all fuck niggas. Come around and get choked, nigga. When your life expectancy is 35, I ain't tryna mess with no broke nigga. So I saw some nigga get my bag, be made of gold, you don't make me sad. Don't make me sad, boy. Don't make me sad. I want that moolah, that Prada and some. I want that Fenty and glow with the sun. Give me the jack, give me the cheddar, give it the kitty, the water, the better. BLXCK, yeah, KXT all day. Black cat, you're fucking with the black cat. Don't make me have to call Hot John. You're fucking with a real icon. A gullah bitch came to slay. I roll the dice and come to play. Never ever fucking with you ever. Never ever Mr. Not too clever. Ever want this whole endeavor. Come correct before I pull the lever. Black cat. You niggas better backtrack. You know I'm gon' tax that. You never want the clap back. You never want the BLXCK, yeah, KXT all day. Black cat. You're fucking with a black cat. Now lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Black cat. If I should die, be black cat. I pray black cat my soul to take.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackie and I am your cotton candy maker, Wonderpuff. Welcome to an exclusive sweet talk conversation with my beautiful friend, Chaos.
Hi, what the fuck is good? It's your girl Chaos, they, she pronouns.
Come on. Chaos, how are you?
Okay, so this is, look, so we have been having malfunctionings with my hair.
You know, listen,
so
I know, you and I have been
this.
doing this for a few times, so look what, this is what we need to do.
This is gonna stay in the footage, y'all, because you know what?
Put a BTS, behind the scenes.
Yes. Bam.
Okay, do me a favor. When you gonna put your hand up this way. Stop getting in your pretty hair.
This.
Yes. Well, you are serving all sorts of beautiful looks. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Today is all about you, and you have so many special, beautiful projects happening. I'd like to talk. We're just gonna get into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd like to talk about your latest EP.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Can you please share with the class what this EP is about, and when are you guys going to be releasing it?
Yes. So, the EP is called Black Cat. Black Cat has been a wild ass fucking ride to make, for sure. I started making the EP at near like the beginning stages of COVID. So very sad, was in a very sad place, homeless, just got done like dealing with it, well, not just got done, well, went through a breakup, and so yeah, I was really in a dark place, and I was upset, angry. There's just so much going on politically in climate, so I started making a record. It was originally going to be another record, actually.
Is this your first EP?
This is my second EP.
Ooh.
So I did an EP. My first EP ever was this EP called Transformation. Mm-hmm. And Transformation honestly happened by accident, and I was just going to this white producer that like I was just like cool with at the time, and they invited me to come to the studio. Went to the studio, was drunk, and made the song called Hex Game, and it was featuring and Zen So Fly. Another,
Shout out Zen So Fly.
Shout out Zen So Fly. Zen was actually on the back vocals of that track, and then the EP came a lot later after the second song, Ease Willie 2, came out, and I just actually re-released that. Like last year, I re-released that track, and people still reacted really well to it. And so now, after a mixtape, we're here with Never Normal Records.
Yes. What's Never Normal Records?
So Never Normal Records is, I would say, for me, it's very Afrofuturist. It's a label founded by Suzi Analogue. Shout out fucking Suzi Analogue. For sure.
You're signed to that record label.
Right, signed to this record label.
Oh,
Suzi with the
fancy.
motherfucking Uzi.
Yeah, Suzi is amazing.
Suzi is really awesome black femme who is doing a lot of awesome work. And Suzi Analogue like reached out to me during, I think it was like summer, it was kicking into summer. And was just like, yo, I want you to like do a song for the sound system. And so like when she said it, I was thinking, oh, okay, cool, we're gonna collab on a song together. And then it wasn't until I talked to my friend, my manager actually, Lee, that they were just like, no, it sounds like, this might be something a little bigger than that. Sure enough, we get to talking and the chat, and then
May I ask how your label found you?
Yeah, so I actually met Suzi Analogue like years ago when I was backup. So I started my career as a backup, as a dancer, professionally. And
I mean, that's how I met you.
Yeah.
We
met dancing.
And you were serving. I'm talking about body movement so free and just you were flying. Oh my goodness! And everyone just always stopped and gave you space, and then just always eyes on chaos. Like if there's a party and you're there, there's always a circle. Come on.
Yeah, I'm definitely that person.
You were a dancer before you were a musician.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm still very much dance honestly drives a lot of the music I make. And so I was dancing professionally. I started doing like stage work and was training modern dance. And my first dance mentor, Miss Cynthia Penn, love you, Miss Penn, has a studio in Durham, Walltown Children's Theater, and gave me free training after I graduated high school. And I got trained in ballet and contemporary and jazz and all these other styles. And then I started backup dancing years later and met Zen So Fly at a bar. and I started backup dancing for her. And when I started backup dancing for her, we went on a trip to South by Southwest. And Zen had a gig.
That's held in Texas, right?
Oh so we went to Austin, Texas, and it was for an event called QuirkCon. And QuirkCon is an alternative like magazine, and it's for black alt folks. Ultimately, it's ran by a black femme who's really awesome. But Suzi was doing. There was a panel. Zen was on a panel. Suzi Analogue, and it was another black femme who was a video game creator. Oh, nice! It was really cool. And the game was like swiping like white people's hands out of your hair, and it was like.
No way! That's a real game.
Yeah, it's a real fucking game, and this film was so awesome. But Suzi performed, and then that's where I met Suzi, and we just talked, and Suzi was like, oh, you're really dope. And we went on, I remember me, Zen, Suzi, it was another person named Trey, and the producer, Maxville, and we were walking down like the street where the South by Southwest like after parties were happening and things. And we took pictures near Bumble is like this dating app.
Yes.
And so it was a Bumble. It was a Bumble party that was part of South by Southwest, and we took pictures in front of it. And I just remember Suzi taking pictures, and me and Zen and everybody, and that's where we met. And then we had each other on Instagram, and for years, like I saw Suzi, and the funny thing was I had no idea during this time frame after that of how big Suzi was.
Yes,
I did not know how, and just like genius, I had no clue. And then later, just following each other, I was like, what the fuck?
She's breaking barriers, and especially in the music industry as a black femme.
Yes.
Super special.
Absolutely.
But you guys share something in common. Your music is very different than what the kids listen to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We would call that experimental.
Yeah,
sounds.
Experimental, alternative. That's me. I just love experimenting with stuff. I've always been I was always the black sheep in my family. You know, I grew up originally. I'm originally from upstate New York, Rochester.
Yes.
And upstate New York, you know, Rock City. So So like my brothers, I have 3 older brothers, and my brothers were real like rap heads, like and it's so like rest in power DMX. You know, I grew up on like Rough Riders and like Jay-Z, Jadakiss, you know, Cameron.
I mean, especially if you're upstate.
Because you know, upstate is like we're not like the city, but you know we there, so we like the culture is there, and so I just remember growing and listening to those things, but I was into like Deftones, Britney Spears, you know, all these like weird people, Spice Girls, really young and just being like, oh yeah, I'm like, this is what I listen to. But of course, my brothers, I didn't really, you know, express that towards my brothers because my brothers figured, well, that's gonna stay there. My brothers figured that, you know, I was queer, they knew I was different, and so, you know, they just put me over there.
What inspired you to create the music that you create? Because it's so alternative, but it's also, there's like some rock and pop and hip hop, and it's all over the place, but orchestrated in such a unique way that it's like binds everything together.
That comes from just my experiences being a dancer. That's where, like I was saying earlier, like dance really drives a lot of my music. As a dancer, like I'm always looking for like I was always listening to like, yo, what's got this raw ass beat? Who's weird? Who's doing like shit that I can choreograph music to? So
where would you find your music?
Oh God! So when I was in high school, I was really into Rosie Murphy. Rosie Murphy is this white singer from the UK who does like disco-esque music, 80s, like, you know, poppy disco-esque music, and it would be her, Santa Gold. I love Santa Gold. Yeah, like really like
she's not popping anymore.
No, which is sad because
she deserves her flowers.
Deserves so many fucking flowers. Bjork.
Yeah, I mean Bjork is a legend.
Yeah, I'm like Bjork is a legend.
Even if you don't listen to her music,
you know who the fuck Bjork is.
She is a part of music history.
Yeah, and like I was also really into another band, Steed Lord, which was a synth pop band, also from Iceland. Iceland, honestly, Iceland got some people who make some really dope music.
I mean, music is universal.
Yeah, it's universal.
And so yes, I'm not surprised that Icelandic people.
Yeah, because they still believe in like fairy. They still have a very pagan way of like spirituality and stuff.
Yes, very whimsical.
Yeah, so those were the places where I was finding just experimentation from and wanting to like move differently. Yeah. There's a choreographer named Sonia Taya who created this style of dance called that she discovered combat jazz. And combat jazz is it's a really aggressive form of jazz to where you're having to isolate movements as though you're like in a comic book, like you're a superhero poses. Very sharp, very hard, and that was the music that I was drawn to, things that made me want to move sharply. And this idea of tightening up and releasing, that sort of thing.
What was your inspiration for this latest EP?
Oof, Lord, so many things.
I mean, you did mention COVID.
Yeah,
and the trials that you were enduring.
Yeah, Black Cat is a lot of my mental health stuff. It's a lot of my identity. And it also comes from a lot of my spirituality. I have a track on the EP called Edna Mode, which is going to be Edna Mode.
From Incredible.
Inspired by, so
I love Edna Mode.
Edna Mode. So I have a track called Edna Mode, inspired by Edna from The Incredibles, and it's a ballroom track. And
what's a ballroom track?
So a ballroom track is music coming from the ballroom scene, voguing, anyone who's like into Pose, if you've seen Legendary, these are shows that now are shining light on ballroom culture, and ballroom houses and house culture of just like black and brown family, traditionally black and brown queer and trans folks, creating their own family units and having like balls, what they would call balls, and these balls would be places to where people would be able to live their fantasies. They would be able to be themselves and feel safe and have a community, and they would ultimately come out of the ashes, come out of the pits of hell, wherever they, whatever they were going through these balls and through these houses. And from this, voguing came into play, things like that. We have people like Willie Ninja, we have people like, Venus Extravaganza, but you also have people like Leomi Mizrahi, or correction, now is a Balenciaga. Leomi Balenciaga, I believe. And you know what? One moment.
Go ahead. They're flying everywhere, child.
I love these nails, by the way.
But you can put her on your altar.
We're gonna put her on the altar.
And just let her sit there.
And let her sit, because
it's all good.
She's like, bitch, come here.
No, you deserve to just be free and comfortable, because this is such a special moment celebrating your EP.
No, thank you. But yeah, the EP Edna Mode, this culture is where the song Edna Mode comes from, and but it's also a song dedicated to Santa Morte. And
Santa Morte. What? Okay.
This is Santa Morte.
How do you say it?
Santa Morte.
Santa Morte. What is Santa Morte?
So Santa Morte is the Holy Mother Death. She is the personification of death. She's also a folk saint coming from Mexico. And I found her through actually working with Orishas and being interested. I'm a person that's into a lot of ATRs, African traditions and things like that. And so I was actually very interested in Oya, and Oya was an Orisha who, so Oya is an Orisha coming from Yoruba tradition in West Africa. And Oya is mother of violent storms, tornadoes, lightning, thunder. She also governs the cemetery. And so me being a person very interested in death, experienced death from a young age, I was drawn to her. And so she led me, gave me a lot of strength in having a warrior princess attitude about things.
That's the energy you exude every time I see you, warrior princess.
I think
and you hold so much grace, even with whatever life is, whatever you're experiencing in your life. You still hold so much grace, and you present yourself so graceful, and it's just, that is very, very, very warrior princess, because, our worlds can be falling apart, and a lot of us, especially culture and society, we have been conditioned to kind of not let anybody know, and so we are also decolonizing ourselves, and, if we're not okay, we vocalize that, and I just love how you always hold space for your stories, and you do it so gracefully, and it shows through your work as well, because you said that your life experience plays a role in your creative process as a musician.
So death being one of those things. So finding Santa Morte through Oya, and the connection between them and death. yeah, it brought me back to spirit. And
Spirit, yes.
one thing that I was lacking, or one thing I had to disconnect from, was my spirit. And I'm a firm believer that if your spirit is not healthy, everything else collapses with it. And so,
yes, ma'am.
yeah, so I was at a place to where a lot of my spirit was broken, and had been broken from some time, honestly, just from like life, mental health stuff, mental breakdowns, substance abuse, things that I was really dealing with really broke my spirit. And so, meeting actually right around the time I met my partner, I got really into Santa Muerte, bought my first Santa Muerte statue, and and just started building connection. And from there, the music really started coming. It started coming to me. I started writing, and Suzi had just reached out, and just as soon as
sounds
the
like
spirituality, literally, as soon as, that's why I'm a firm believer. As soon as like my spirit, I had a connection, an authentic connection to spirit, also, because sometimes I grew up in a Christian household, so a lot of times I was faking the funk, and it really wasn't serving.
May I ask, what do you mean faking the funk?
So faking the funk in my household looked like, my mother was a very traditional Christian woman that came from a military background. And it was just very strict. Very strict schedules.
Almost a lot of religions. My family is the same way.
You taking your ass to church all the time.
Yes.
It was very orderly.
Yes.
And so for me, I caught myself having to play like I was really into like Christianity, and I really wasn't. I was always a kid who was into magic and into like things that seemed otherworldly and
more
honestly,
spiritual.
Yeah, more spiritual, because the Christianity, from my experiences, was always very religious. It was just religious. It wasn't spiritual. And there's a difference, you know. And when I think of religious people, I think of people who are about gatekeeping and controlling and dictating spirituality. That's not something I'm really about. So I
think a lot of people can agree with you, because we are entering a new age of spirituality. And I grew up conservative Muslim. And I still uphold a lot of my religion attributes, but also because I love Islam. Like, if you know anything about Islam, it literally means peace. But as I get older, I'm seeing so many people in my community, in my tribe, they are detaching themselves from religion that they were taught and creating their own new spirituality. And for me, it's all about, as long as you have faith in something and you hold hope and love in your heart, I'm so down for how you practice your spirituality.
Actually, also, like, I also am a person that I believe that faiths can evolve into more things. Just because I believe in an omnipresent God that can do so many things, though I work with Santa Muerte. And so the idea of just something staying permanently, a tool used to reach a higher self, is just going to just stay the same. It just doesn't sit well to me, because it just means like God is limited to, and I'm like, that doesn't fit.
And also, if you think about it, that kind of mentality is why we are still living in the world that we are living in, and it's not serving so many people.
It's lazy, to be honest. And you know, we are seeing in a lot of faiths, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, a lot of like people actually going, oh yeah, actually no. We need to evolve in the way we're thinking about things, because we're isolating so many people and we're cutting so many people out of that. If we're here to do this work, we need to be fucking here.
Exactly. And faith is universal and it's infinite. So yes, let's talk about Black Cat. So how many tracks is on your EP?
So Black Cat is, okay. I'm gonna have to count this out.
Don't forget Edna Mode.
Okay, 6 tracks. 6
wow.
tracks. 6, 7. 7, lucky number 7 actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, because I'm working on a lot of music, y'all. There's a lot of music happening.
Even outside of your EP?
Yes.
Okay. Naturally, of course.
Yeah.
The creative juices just never stop.
Y'all, for the one when y'all see this, I want y'all to know we've been bouncing and jamming to this EP for months.
Dang.
Y'all. There's more in store.
Yes. Yes.
So much more in store.
So when does the EP or when is the EP
The EP
release?
is coming May 7th.
Okay.
And
right around the corner.
It's right around the corner, right in time for tour season, which I really love because I'm really about, I love earth signs. Earth is an element that's been guiding me a lot this past year.
Yes.
I'm a water sign, I'm a Scorpio, so, but I love earth signs because I don't know, I can't speak for her, but I'm a person who truly, I'm striving for stability right now.
Yes.
In current climate.
That's right.
Striving for stability,
That's
and
right.
earth is an element of stability and groundedness and foundation. And when you have the foundation, no one can shake you.
Yes.
So that element has definitely been grounding me.
Yes, and that's very earthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
May I ask, do you have a favorite song off of your Black Cat EP?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, what is it?
I think.
Because I want to listen to that song first.
You know what? Edna Mode. Okay, so Edna Mode is my favorite track, and a lot of it's because of just it's the dedication. Me dedicating the song to Santa Morte. And it's a very dark song that it fuels so much. When you hear it, it fuels you.
Okay.
It's a song that's meant to fuel you, to bring your shadow out. I'm a person also into shadow work, which is pretty much the idea of just like working with the parts of your subconscious that you deem undesirable, negative, and things like that, greed, anger, jealousy, things like that, and working.
How do you work? How do
You
work
confront
shadow
them, you
work?
address them.
Oh, okay.
Because ultimately, we always feel like these things are like negative things that they're just bad, but they're not bad because they're part of every human, you know, and they're also it's just information, you know, so.
How do you practice your shadow work?
Shadow work comes in meditation. Meditation, my spirituality, also music. So a lot of Black Cat is me speaking as my shadow.
Okay.
Black Cat is a deity I created stemming from voodoo, which is a deity that is very greedy, very much about pleasure and just all consuming.
Yes.
And so you go to Black Cat when you're trying to get some shit done, you need somebody to be taken care of. Black Cat got it.
Yes.
You need some money, Black Cat gonna bring it.
Yes.
If you don't, however, pay Black Cat what you owe, then you fucked up because Black Cat then comes for your soul.
So how can we pay for Black Cat?
How can you pay for Black?
How can the community support Black Cat and have it thrive and have it blooming in all of our rooms and driving the work?
Social media. So social media plays a big part in independent musicians and artists in general's career. Sharing, liking, commenting. Algorithms are very important too, especially when it comes to people who are more radicalized.
Yes, that's true.
At seeing them. So making sure that you're sharing people and word of mouth too, also orally, because it moves like fire, wildfire.
So you want Black Cat to be on the radio?
I want it to be on the radio. I want it to be in the car. I want it to be at the church. I want it. Maybe not the church. They might not play at the church. So I might have tried to. My mom is going to watch this and be like, that's not going to happen. Sorry, Mom.
But that's so beautiful, though, that you just mentioned your mom. I think it's pretty awesome that you have a relationship with your mother, because a lot of people, a lot of us, especially our age, a lot of folks don't really have healthy relationships with their parents.
No, they really don't. Especially because the generational disconnect between each other.
Yes.
Honestly, you know, baby boomers and all that, like they come from a very toxic and unhealthy time frame to where you had to keep everything in, to where you had to hide yourself, to where that's just the way things were.
And here we are.
With so much more bingo. Unlearning, breaking generational curses, starting conversations in the home, the things that we should be doing, y'all.
That's right.
And we have a responsibility. And so I love my mom because she's such an angel and instills so much of the qualities that people ultimately like about me all come from my mom and from my father. Mostly my mother though, because she's just like, she has all of this light. So
come on, Starlight, Star Bright.
This EP is from our community too. So that's the other thing. Like I really want people to support it because ultimately this is for queer and trans folk. I made this, you know, for the girls ultimately. I made it for trans film folks, black and brown trans films.
Is your EP dedicated to the queer community?
Oh fuck yes. Oh,
yes. I just wanted you to say
it's absolutely.
I just wanted you to say that loud for the glory.
Yeah, no, just on record, like my music is for queer and trans for LGBTQ+ people. I'm not here to make music for cishet people. I don't give a fuck to make music for cishet people. Yeah. I'm not here to be
We have a lot of it.
We have a lot, you know, and I want people to know I'm not here to play games. I'm here for disruption.
Yes.
I'm here to cause disruption in the music industry. I'm here to cause disruption. It's time to stop playing. There's things to get done.
What would you like to disrupt in the music industry?
I want to disrupt patriarchy. I want to disrupt men. I want men to know I'm here to step on your throats. It's been a long time coming for me, and I've seen a lot of black and brown people suffer. I've seen a lot of femmes suffer, black and brown femmes specifically suffer, especially by the hands of men and mask identifying people as a whole.
Very true.
So
that's not even outside of the
exactly. So
that's a worldwide issue right there.
Yeah, it's a worldwide issue. So I'm here to disrupt these things because we live in a time frame to where people are performative, and there are people who say they're about it, and people who say they're pro-black, but they're not pro-black, they're hoteps, and they have the priorities fucked up. Black capitalism is not the road to liberation, people. So
can we put that on a shirt?
Yes, we can.
I will proudly wear that because I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I resonate with that so much because as a black, straight, cis, Muslim woman who does have a small business, I'm always keeping that in mind. And because of the pandemic and because of this new era of social justice, a lot of the things that we do see, even in our beautiful community, is performative. And I think when it comes to people performing social justice in the community, I always compare it to when somebody does a good deed and they make an announcement in public. Then it's no longer a good deed. I believe that good deeds are done in silence and in private. You know, and that's how it is with this new era of social justice. People are looking like saviors.
Oh, well, especially against academics, because let's be honest, majority of the social justice people that are in these positions are academics, and academia is very white supremacist, it's very elitist.
Very much true.
And it's very performative. I don't think there needs to be too many people who are academics and leadership positions when it comes to organizing. One, because majority of what they're taking from is coming from poor black and brown people. And they're stealing these ways, these tools and these techniques and all this technology from these people.
That's right.
And they're gaining clout using that clout to say, I'm doing shit, but you're scared to go on the block and talk to LaTanya.
You're
scared, or you can't be around so-and-so because they don't know what pronouns are. That's some bullshit. There's so much radical. You know what? There's also too radical love. Because we talk about love, but there's love and then there's radical love. And a lot of people don't know what the fuck radical love looks like.
You know, I'm a I love radical. We love radical love here.
And it takes radical love to go outside your comfort zone. and to really make a connection with someone who's on the other side.
I think it's hard for people to do that.
Yeah.
Because we live in a very selfish Western society. We have been conditioned to be in our oneness. Yeah. And hence why COVID is here a year strong. And beautiful people are still hospitalized.
Exactly.
Because people don't want to walk around with a fabric over their mouth.
No.
Because
they want to go to clubs, they want to...
But guess what? Ultimately, that continues white supremacy and toxic capitalism, which I'm all about abolishing.
When you feel like you don't affect your neighbor, honestly.
That's right.
Yeah, when you don't feel like... Especially, Laura, we think about white people and just like white people and just people who are in the margins, pushed to the margins and things like that. It's just like they have the disconnect. There's a disconnect on what it means to be there.
There's a huge disconnect, and what I'm really loving about our generation, and it's just going to be more radicalized even when we become our ancestors. Yeah. The kids are not going to be quiet. The kids are in the streets. The kids are protesting. Yes. And we're having those uncomfortable conversations. And we're also unlearning as we learn. Yeah. And I think that's what, and I really celebrate our generation for not doing what our elders do, and also giving them grace because they have been so conditioned. This is centuries of work that cannot be done in our lifetime. But anyways, because we are honestly, we are having very passionate conversations right here, and I welcome it.
There's gonna be in the future. There's gonna be more because I'm gonna be running my mouth a lot
about shit
I don't like. So don't worry.
As you should. Well, when you are a Black queer artist and you have a platform, you need to be raising your voice, and also we need to be holding the mic so you can be heard all across the board. You know?
And resources. Okay, this is definitely one thing I want to say. If you support Black Cap, if you want to support Black Cap, you support me, if you support Black and brown trans people, one thing you need to know is that your money, your resources is what we want to see. I don't want to hear you talk. I don't want to hear you say you're in solidarity. I want you to show me. Yeah. Because we're in a place to where people are talking and people ain't running and going into the pockets.
Yeah, and that's ultimately the most important thing. We need to be funded. We need to be funded. We need resources, and we can't have resources without capital. Yes. Especially if all of us don't have the capital. And you know what I'm saying? So that's so true.
Donate. You don't have to go to an organization. You can donate to someone in your community you know. It's not that hard.
That's right. Someone is always in need. Yeah. And someone always needs assistance and protection. And I believe that goes for everyone. Everyone. Well, I'm very excited for your Black Cat EP. I want to ask you, our last question is what advice would you give to Black and brown queer trans folks who want to make the music that you're making, who want to be their completely unfiltered self, but they're afraid to because of society? What advice would you give them?
Connect with spirit. One, even if you're not spiritual, you have to find a connection to yourself, for sure, and a strong connection to yourself. Because if it's not strong and it's not tangible, you can easily get snatched from yourself. Yeah. Also to community, like knowing that it's more power in community than it is to be a loner, honestly. And I definitely for the longest time thought I can do shit by myself. Yeah. And especially as Black people, a lot of us come from families that like we have to be strong all the damn time. And you gotta do it all the time.
And all by yourself.
So do it, find a community because they're out there. Also, don't let nobody tell you can't do shit. That's the other thing. Honestly, truly, I used to think that shit was corny when I was younger, but honestly, don't let nobody tell you can't do shit. Because majority of those people are people who don't have the imagination, who don't have the drive, who don't have the integrity to stand up for themselves. And that's sad for them, but it's not okay for them to project that onto you. That's right. So you tell them to go fuck off, and you go... and do what you want to fucking do. Because at the end of the day, all this shit is about to collapse, y'all. So that's the other part. Capitalism is going to fall.
Yeah.
And shit is about to be some new shit. So it's going to be a new world.
Well, we want to make it fall so we can create a new capitalism. And redistribute to everyone. Before we go, that is our last question. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on all your future endeavors. I can't wait for Black Cat. We didn't tell everybody why we're here and why we're sharing space together today.
Yes, we got tea.
Yes.
Okay.
Why are we here ultimately? Aside from celebrating Black Cat, but go ahead.
So, with Black Hat, when you buy Black Hat, you will also be receiving a special limited edition cotton candy, Black Hat cotton candy, in collaboration with Wonderpuff. It's a violet lemon.
Yes.
And it is also going to accompany with a bath bomb.
A Wonder Bomb.
Wonder Bomb.
Yes, you can take a bath with it if you want to.
It's actually not a bath bomb, y'all. Because I just found out
yes.
the difference between a bath bomb and just like a Wonder Bomb.
I just call it Wonder Bomb for inspiration of bath bomb. So
but it's completely different.
Yes. Because Wonder Bombs you can put in your favorite drinks, and it's so special. We have a beautiful collaboration with Chaos to celebrate her EP Black Cat, and so we do have some violet lemon cotton candy.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I want you to try it because it is phenomenal. And the Wonder Bombs are so special too. We're going to be using the same cotton candy. Oh, look at right here, the kisses.
Oh.
So this is freshly made. I put it in a cone.
Oh.
We should try it together.
Yeah, let's try it together.
Okay, so this is Chaos's, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it's purple. I tried it. We're on the works of making it darker, but it's just so pretty. But yeah, you should.
Purple is actually one of my favorite colors too,
I know.
so that's why I'm like.
You're dripped on it. You're dripped
so
on it.
we're gonna just like.
I think
Let's do it.
Yes. Wait.
Yo. The sugar is so.
Oh my god, this is amazing. This is your cotton candy.
Yo. Bye.
I don't even eat my cotton candy.
This shit hit.
Oh my god, you can taste the lemon.
Yeah.
And the violet. It's so floral and citrusy.
It's like a rock.
Have some.
It's a violet lavender?
It's violet and lemon.
Lavender.
It does. We're gonna continue eating this cotton candy.
But thank you for coming to the Motherfucking Show. I'm
Right.
about to perform for y'all.
Please support our dear friend Chaos and get some of this cotton candy.
I'm busting this shit down, y'all.
As you should.
Later, bye.
Pew 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 pew.
Never Normal. So, thanks for watching my interview, and now I'm getting ready to perform for y'all. Hope you enjoy.
Who asked for a problem? Niggas want the heat, I can solve them. Niggas want the poke, niggas want the strap. I'm an evolution, I'm evolving. Taking little shots, I be on the map. I'ma do you dirty, know you like that. Heard your little bitches got a problem. Age in the reaper, where you got? Who's hopping your sis from the rock? These agents be plotting, they never wanted on the block. These niggas is crazy, I'm crazy, I'm running this shit and I'm screaming, yeah, got it on lock. I'm saying, they fucking with you like you Cameron, about to call the cops. Yikes, bitch, you know, likes, bitch, my flow tight, bitch. Ever wanted you to get it, you got a straight twist it wrong, right, bitch. I'm so nice with it, yo, you might get it. Come correct, you fucking with the best, you don't want the tech, you be a piece of rest.
Tryna get this cooler, breaking rebels for the Gullah. Taking hoes to church and making worship, hallelujah. Yes, I'm trans and lethal, death agenda wasn't too. Chaos wreaking havoc on you, wreaking havoc on you. Tryna get this cooler, breaking rebels for the Gullah. Taking hoes to church and making worship, hallelujah. Yes, I'm trans and lethal, death agenda wasn't too. Chaos wreaking havoc on you, wreaking havoc on you.
Yikes. You niggas is y'all haters for life. Y'all niggas transphobic, but really y'all just tryna wife. I'm over here minding my business, I'm living my life. Go and pack them niggas strife. Go and back with your life. Go and roll the fucking dice. Russian roulette with a knife. I'm danger, danger, think twice. Fuck American trans race. I'm always vicious on the mic. Cat, get it, cat, cat. Cat the cat, cat, get it, cat, cat. Cat the cat, cat, get it, cat, cat. 1, 2 K's come for you. 3, 4 better lock the door. 5, 6 better get it quick, bitch. 7, 8 better shape up, mate. 9, 10, let me tell you again. I'm running this shit and you know I'm gon' win. Gon' win.
Tryna get this moolah, birthing bubbles called the Tula. Taking hoes to church and make them worship, hallelujah. Yes, I'm transing lethal death to gender, what's it to ya? Chaos wreaking havoc on you, wreaking havoc on you. Tryna get this moolah, birthing bubbles called the Tula. Taking hoes to church and make them worship, hallelujah. Yes, I'm transing lethal death to gender, what's it to ya? Chaos wreaking havoc on you, wreaking havoc on you.
Struggle. Bad bitch, always put the working with the muscle. Now bitches moving, you behind me like an ego. Now you ain't gotta worry about the kitty. I ain't even worry about you bitches, you can eat me. Bitches over y'all, need to wake up looking sleepy. Now bitches for the silly hoes, you can beat them. You bitches is fucking with chaos and I cannot have it. You niggas be hating while I live gon' say your own casket. And how you gonna try to play me when I'm clearly a bad and savage? You bitches in trouble. You bitches in trouble.
If you wanna try me, you can try love. I know you out just keeping what a waste of time, love. And if you wanna see me, you can always pull up.
You bitches in trouble. You bitches in trouble. So I had to learn the hard way. Had some niggas fuck me up in the wrong way. I ain't never played the victim, but I'm gon' say, for the people that don't hear me, yeah, they gon' pay. Cause God don't like ugly, these niggas is hideous. Play with my life, yo, these niggas insidious. Work on myself, so I gotta stay tedious. End of the day, yo, they not to be envious. Thought I had to come up with the sun up. Yeah, accountability is hard, but I step up. Coming for everything, everything's stolen. Breaking these curses, baby, was chosen. Cause I do it for my mama, and I'm working through my drama. And I'm about to shake the world, yeah, we going Futurama. And I'm hotter than a sauna, yeah, I'm about to go katana. Yeah, you bitches know my name. Next, you bitches is fucking with chaos and I cannot have it. You niggas be hating while I live gon' say your own casket. And how you gonna try to play me when I'm clearly a bad and savage? You bitches in trouble. You bitches in trouble.
If you wanna try me, you can try love. I know you out just keeping what a waste of time, love. And if you wanna see me, you can always pull up.
You bitches in trouble. You bitches in trouble. You bitches is fucking with chaos and I cannot have it. I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm moving, I'm changing bad habits. You probably thought I wasn't gonna make it, but guess what, I'm clearly a baddie. You bitches in trouble. You bitches in trouble.
So that's the show for tonight. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate y'all. Remember to go buy and stream Black Hat on all streaming platforms. And be ready for new shit also coming right behind that. Stay tuned. Peace out. I'm Chaos. And follow me on my socials. Cruel World of Chaos, KHX05 on Instagram. And Legend of Chaos on Twitter.
Hey.
Never Normal Records.